Come on now. Now I'll have to get you something. For me? Don't, steady now. Don't let my appearance fool you tonight. Even though I'm wearing a flashy suit, my mind is in a plain brown wrapper. When did this become a contest? All of a sudden, famous jury trials. This is the Tonight Show, your last chance for a snack before the 1 o'clock news. Did you see the president's speech? The president just spoke. There is now a 60-day freeze on all prices. I know you folks didn't know it because you've been sitting here in the studio. He just finished. On all prices.
Yeah.
At the food store and everything. Not on wages, though. Just on prices. We'd like to give you a little news in advance here. I wish I hadn't given him a little news. We had a lot of calls about last night's monologue, but if I listen to every bomb threat, you can't come out every night like that. What'd you do, sign the final papers today? I know the feeling. You get dressed up on those days. You're dressed to the nines, and Doc is dressed, and our producer must... You know, I don't introduce our producer very often, Freddie DeCordova. He's an old pro. If you think of a pro as an amateur who takes money, he's an old pro. But here we are in the month of June.
Oh,
like
golly,
yes. This is supposed to be the romantic. I love June, don't you?
Yes, I do.
The proms and the weddings. And the wedding happens because of what happened at the prom. In many cases. Well, there's not much in the news. I don't want to discuss the Watergate hearings at all. That's getting a little tiring. There was some local gossip out here in California. The owner of a famous delicatessen here in Beverly Hills was just sued for his wife for divorce. She cleaned him out. Lock, stick, and bagel. Here's an item. I'm rolling. Item was in the paper today. There's a new record album out that gives sexual instructions to lovers, or married people, or whatever, lovers. Actual sex, and it is suggested that you practice while you listen to the record. And there has been already, tragedy. One couple put it on at 78 instead of 33. Services will be held tomorrow. What a way to go. Another young couple couldn't understand why they've been childless all this time, for so long, and they didn't realize that the needle was stuck on foreplay. And they never... Well, I'd like to bring you these bits of news from the record world. Little local news on our staff. Craig Tennis, you've heard me talk about Craig. He's the bachelor on our staff. He has a new girlfriend. You seen her? No. Not a good-looking girl. No? Not a good-looking girl. Craig took her to a French restaurant the other night, and her ponytail pointed toward the duck. We'll give you an idea of what she looked like. Okay, folks. Tonight, anyway. What would happen if you put that record on at 45? Well, we have tonight. Mr. Lorne Green is with us tonight. We have a new young comedian with us who was here before. Very funny man by the name of Gabriel Kaplan. We have Charles Grodin, the most talented actor who was in Heartbreak Kid and many other things. Great character actor from Hollywood. Was supposed to be with us last night, Dub Taylor. And a young lady who plays a sport that I guess most young ladies do not play, right? Her name is Patty Lynch, and she is a... Should we tell them or should we save it?
Tell them.
She is in an unusual contact sport. I'm not... No, it's hockey. It's hockey. I'm going to tell them.
Yeah,
so
hockey.
They won't sit there and wonder. When we'll be with you in just... We'll be back after a word from one of our sponsors. I should mention who Dub Taylor. Every time I mention Dub Taylor's name, the people kind of go. Let me show you the picture of whom we're talking about. This gentleman was with us once before. He's one of the veteran character actors here in Hollywood. How many times have you seen that kisser in motion pictures? I haven't the slightest idea how many pictures he's made.
Yeah.
That's Dub Taylor.
Yeah.
That's the gentleman we're talking about.
He told us once an astounding amount of pictures, like 150 or something.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
Been in pictures for years and years and years. Well, I've got to ask, now that you're sitting here. And
well, I would normally not dress like this, but I have to rush
What do you
right
mean
out
you
of
don't?
here. I mean, I have to go to a dinner right after the show. I have to rush to be there.
Oh.
I'm speaking at the Book Publishers Association, their big wingding tonight.
The Book Publishers
The
Association.
book publishers have gathered in Los Angeles to let off some steam, sell some books,
You're
have a
going to-
little spree, and I'm the main speaker tonight at their dinner.
You're going to speak on books, or?
Well, I don't think so. I've written a couple of books, but I'm going to speak on other things.
This was,
You like that?
it's got little, those things they used to put on ice cream called Jimmies.
Crushed
Remember those
Jimmys.
things they sprinkle on ice cream?
Yeah.
They call them Jimmies?
Yeah.
Is that what that's? It's
Similar.
sparkle. It sparkles.
Sparkles, yes.
It's-
On stage, it picks up a little.
It's very different.
Thank you. That doesn't mean that you like it.
I didn't say I didn't like it.
I asked you if you liked it, and you didn't answer me before during the commercial.
You look like you should be playing Third Congo in the lounge act at the Club Hi-Ho. No, that's real different. And it does sparkle.
You're dodging the whole thing.
Did you say you were writing another book?
Yes.
What, is that explaining the first two, or what?
First book was a Barside Companion.
That's
about
right.
Compendium of drink stories.
Yes.
Second book was on my diet, slimming down.
Mm-hmm.
And the third book is just a book of...
Called Blowing Up.
Oh, you're mean. You're mean tonight. There's a mean streak in you tonight.
I don't know why. But I
We
get
haven't
that.
titled it, maybe, but first this message.
But first his message.
Yep.
It kind of
Ties into my life.
dovetails in it.
Yes.
My-
What happened to your hands?
I got them locked here.
Possibly I can help
Thank
you.
My first... No, let's don't do that, Willie. Remember that act? Walter Del Wall. All right, my first guest this evening
Yes.
will come out right here and sit down.
What a good idea.
Yes, she is an amateur. She's plays center for the Eastern Embers, an amateur hockey team in Atlanta. But the brute happens to be 5 feet 6 inches tall, weighs 118 pounds, and she's the only female in an all-men's hockey league. Land of Goshen. Would you welcome Miss Patty Lynch? How are you, Patty?
Fine.
You just are not the Gordie Howe type.
No.
You really do play hockey in an all...
Men's team and all men's league.
Oh, then that's a rough enough sport for men. I've seen a few hockey games. I've been in person and on television. I watch them all the time. How did a young lady like you get into this kind of a sport?
I started playing when I was home in high school, grade school. And in Atlanta, they asked me if I was...
Atlanta's your home?
No, Michigan's my home. Atlanta's where I'm based. They asked me if I would be interested in playing, and I said, definitely. But I wanted to play and not sit on the bench.
Yeah, now you say you're based in Atlanta because you fly for one of the airlines
Yes.
as your regular job. And
Yes.
this is something you do
On the side.
just on the side? You really enjoy it?
I love it.
I've never heard of a woman hockey player before. Most women are scared to even play tennis, or at least to go to the net, because they're afraid that the ball is going to hit them in the eye or the nose or something.
I played on an all-girls team in Michigan for 6 years.
Was that a little more gentle?
No, it was a lot rougher.
Really?
We played, we were the only United States team.
Right.
We played only Canadian women, and they could range any place from 15 to 35, and they had been skating all their lives.
Yeah,
we
that's right.
were just younger.
They start early, don't they, in Canada?
Very.
Isn't it dangerous? That may sound like a naive question, but isn't it? Aren't you afraid of getting a puck in your teeth?
No, I got one
I
in the
would be.
nose.
I'm afraid when I go watch that somebody's going to...
No, I got one in the nose, and one in the mouth.
You have been hit in the...
First game, the very first game, we played Boston, in Boston.
Didn't that make you decide that maybe this was not something you wanted to do?
No, it just made me all that, it encouraged you more because you realize you're going to get hurt and you realize you're out there with men and you realize that they're rough, but you just have to either watch yourself a little bit more or, play along with them.
How do your teammates, how do the fellows on the team feel about having a girl on the team?
Well, they said the same thing. Well, first of all, I have to explain that 5 of the 20 guys on the team had skated before. And in
Right.
Atlanta, They thought ice was something you cooled beer with. So it was a novelty to everybody. And when they saw that one of the 5 players that knew how to skate was a girl, they said, well, this was going to encourage everybody all that much more because they didn't want to look bad.
Well, when you get manhandled, and you do, I imagine, or girl handle, or whatever you want to call it, but how do you avoid getting, well, so I want to say this. Aren't you afraid of being struck in certain portions of the anatomy? Like I said, as delicately as I can phrase it.
You learn, just like in football or baseball or basketball, how to move and manipulate so you protect that part of your body. And that's the easiest way. You just turn or twist or...
Oh.
And if you can't, you know, you're out there.
There it is. We have a short film clip, I guess, showing you about a minute, showing you in action here. How will we identify you?
I'm number 00.
00. That ought to do it. Okay, Bob, you want to roll the film? We'll talk over it, and you can watch the monitors here in the studio. Well, you're easy to recognize. You're the prettiest member, obviously.
It's kind of hard with the uniform on. We're in our new Atlanta stadium called Iceland, which is Eastern's home team. There I am right there with the 00.
Now, those guys are pretty heavy guys, aren't they?
Yes, with your uniforms on, you look twice as big, of course. I am not one of the high scorers of the team. I try and stay back.
Well,
break up things.
Oh, come on. Oh. Good heavens. You coming back for some more of that,
I'm gonna
huh?
try, yeah. I'm gonna go after him, but I missed.
Yep.
I've had enough.
Did you create a penalty? Did they send you the penalty box, or you just
I got
want
the
to get
most
out of there?
penalties of the game and of the season and the team.
What'd you do, cut your lip or something?
Yeah, I got a fat lip out of that play.
That's kind of nutty. Now, be truthful now. Do the fellows really kind of treat you a little gingerly because you're a woman?
No, not really. They've improved their language and they've cleaned up the locker room a little bit, but other than that, my team, they're kind of protective, but they won't go into a fight or a battle or anything like that to protect me because I've proven to the team and to the other teams that I can handle myself and take care of myself on the ice.
Have you ever been in a brawl? Have you ever hit anybody with a stick or really hauled off? And they do that in hockey. I think spectators go to hockey games now really to see the fights.
We had one major fight, and it brought both teams off the benches. And I was in it, but I was trying to break it up instead of cause it.
That's really incredible.
I bit the referee's finger.
Now, how about the locker rooms? What kind of facilities?
Well, in Atlanta, we only have one arena, therefore there's only one locker room. And we've just kind of shared it between the teams and between our team. And the guys are, you know, fairly respectful of my privacy, and I am of theirs.
Well, I guess that's the gentlemanly thing to do. In other words, they just turn away discreetly, and because I know when they had a problem with the jockeys, they had to have a. Well, excuse me.
I just have my boyfriend sitting next to me.
Oh, your boyfriend
Yes.
plays for the team too.
Yes.
Well, that's a big help, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. You don't plan to make this any kind of a career? There's no such thing as there is a women's professional hockey league?
No, I think I'm too old anyway.
Yeah. What do you mean too old? You're a young girl.
No.
Are you a good hockey player?
Yes. I'm good for Atlanta.
That's really incredible. And you've never been really injured seriously?
No.
Somebody says you were going to show me something, a shot or something, or can you do that without being on the ice?
Yes, we can try. Have you ever been to hockey school?
Have I ever been to hockey school? I had no reason to go. No, I really haven't been to hockey school. Maybe you could show me a couple of
We'll try a slap
shots or
shot,
something.
wrist shot.
Sure, I know nothing. Let me sell
Okay.
something here first,
Okay.
and we'll do this. What do you mean, no? How about this one?
Later. No props.
No, I hold nothing. If you think all ice cream bars are alike, you got another thing coming. Watch this. If you just joined us, the pretty young lady on my right, believe it or not, plays with the, what is that, the burning embers?
Slow burning flames.
Oh, the slow burning flames.
Which is...
That was pretty close, the burning embers of the Eastern
Eastern embers.
Yeah, and you're going to show me a couple of simple moves here.
Yes,
Right.
we're going to try.
I saw this back here. Now, you don't wear something like this, do you?
No, I should, but unfortunately,
This is
that's
obviously a
just
laminated plastic, a very high-impact type of thing. This is what the goalie wears?
The goalie wears. It's called a full face mask.
That's weird looking. I should probably wear that just doing this, but I don't think I will. Shall we? Well, here we are at the rink.
I'm going to wear gloves.
Why's that?
It's a brutal sport.
Does it hurt your hands if you don't use gloves?
Yes, it does. Unfortunately.
Give me the gloves.
You want one?
No, I don't
Okay,
think
we can
so.
switch off. First,
I have, but no, this I've never done in my life. I've
Okay.
never held a hockey stick in my life.
it's very much
before.
like a golf stick.
Well, no, it's a lot longer than a golf stick. Good heavens.
Okay.
What are you going to do?
First thing, you try and hit the net.
Is that the normal size goal?
No, that's a little small. But these are white pucks, which normally they're black.
Right.
Okay. We're going to show you a slap shot,
Slap shot.
which is when you're trying to come down from the ice. The puck is ahead of you at all, and a slap shot, somebody shot it up there, so you want to come down with your full force and shoot it right in.
So do that again.
Keep the puck ahead of you.
Keep the puck ahead of you.
Put your strong hand, your right
Words
hand.
to live by.
Your strong hand, which would be your right hand most likely, the
Yeah.
top of the stick.
Well,
Now,
can't I do it the
turn
other
side
way?
now.
Huh?
Are
I
you
can't do it
good?
from the right?
Yes? Okay.
I feel more comfortable.
Okay.
Of course, the puck doesn't always come to you. does it? I'd run around it the other side. I can't go.
No, you have to. No. Okay, this is not a golf club. This
What?
is a hockey stick.
How do
so
I hold it?
Your strong hand, which would be your left hand, up at the top.
Yeah.
Okay, and then your
I don't,
shooting
but I don't hold
hand.
it here.
No, down here.
Oh, that's my problem right there. Now, what?
Okay, bring it back from behind you. The puck is in front of you, up there. You're skating into it.
What's it doing up there?
Well, somebody has shot it up there. You're skating
they
into
shot
it.
it.
You're supposed to be skating into
I'm
it full
skating
force.
into it full force.
And everybody's going to come and cram into you in a minute. So
Right, I know.
you have to get your shot off.
Okay,
Bring
I
your hand down farther on the stick.
Down here?
Yeah, farther. Bend over. Come into it like this.
Oh, then you bring your hand up. Oh, otherwise, you're down like this.
Right, you come into it, hand down.
What?
Up the puck with the stick.
Okay, got it.
No. That's called a fan
That's
shot.
a defensive move. That's a defensive move to throw the other player, you see,
Right, off.
off
Okay,
his stride.
that's right.
Do that. Would you do that again for me?
Okay, you're skating into the puck.
Skating into the puck. There we
You
are
bring
at the puck.
your shot, curve it.
Ah, sure. You know where I'm going to use it, don't you?
Put your,
Mr. Class.
bring your stick from
Well, what am I holding it here for? I can't do
That's to
this.
get your momentum on the puck.
Oh, I see. And then...
But then you bring it up in your hand and you cup the puck.
Okay. Now I got it.
There you go.
In other words, this way.
That's right. You don't want to, slice it like a, golf. You want to just slowly swoop it.
Swoop it. Swoop it. Okay. Whoa!
See why I wear gloves.
Damn, that hurts. Give me the gloves.
Okay.
Oh, no, there's a lot of impact in there, isn't there?
Yes, there is. You want to try it from the other side?
Yeah, maybe from the left side. I think that's probably the problem.
Okay, over here. There you go. There you go.
Is that right?
No, you're on the wrong side.
I'm on the wrong side. Oh, I see.
There you go.
Ah.
There you go. Okay. No.
But I just been horsing around.
Your battie's supposed to be facing towards where you're shooting. So
What?
turn around this way. You're skating that way. The puck's ahead of you.
Yeah.
Okay. Now take it. There you go.
fine. Actually, I'm right-handed.
Okay, well, you're using the wrong stick. See, that lie is curved for left-handed. So you, it's going the wrong way.
Yeah, I got a bad stick here. Obviously an inferior piece of equipment. Well, come in. I'm coming in, right?
Come in, okay.
Give me your gloves.
Okay, let me get
That's good. What's your name? Hang in. The bones inside my arm are still going. Now I see why they wear those gloves. It takes up the hurt, the pain. We'll take a brief pause for this message of interest, and Lorne Greene will be with us, and Charles Grodin, and Dub Taylor. Just joined us. We have a wonderful character actor with us. He's going to be with us later by the name of Dub Taylor. Very funny young comedian Gabriel Kaplan, Charles Grodin from The Heartbreak Kid, and this gentleman who has, without a doubt, one of the most familiar faces probably in the entire world. He'll always be Ben Cartwright to me. No, really. I miss Bonanza, but he's going to be starring in a new television series called Griff. Would you welcome, please, Mr. Lorne Greene? How are you, Lorne?
Oh, just great. Johnny, before anything happens, before I forget, I just want to compliment this fantastic aggregation of musicians. I was listening to them outside there.
Are they something else?
They're fantastic.
You know, you forget. You're here every night. You know, you forget we're here every night, and you hear the band, and you start to take it for granted, and you realize that it is so great.
Marvelous.
Just like to sit and do a concert some night. We'll do that some night when the show's not going. We'll just sit back and let the band play, and we'll open the place for dancing and take tickets.
Yeah, the only trouble is that Doc's shirt is louder than the orchestra.
Yeah, that's one of the problems we have. You know what I wanted to do once? We were going to do once when you were filming a Bonanza, and we didn't have a chance to do it because they called one day, and they wanted me to play a walk-on in Bonanza. I said, what I wanted to do, you had a very serious scene where somebody was to come into the door, and they were going to take me over and put a hat on and so forth because somebody had passed away or something, and I was going to walk in, and we never had time to pull it off, and I'm sorry I missed that because I always wanted to be in a Western.
Johnny, you have such great authority. You might even bring back Bonanza just to do that scene.
For one season, we could get that in there. We were talking just briefly before the show, but that had an incredible run. Yeah. Most successful show, 14 years. And we'll be playing, and the great thing about a Western is that it's never really dated.
That's right.
They're in full color, and in 15 or 20 years from now, there will be an entire new generation of youngsters who will grow up, have never seen that show, and because it is historical in time,
right.
It's never dated. The dialogue, nor
right. The clothes never changes.
That's the great thing about it.
And the horses?
The horses, a horse is a horse. Is a horse. How's the new show? I know you're going to play is a detective series?
Yes, I'm going to play a private detective. That seems to be the fashion these days. And I said to my agent, I said, a detective series? There are 35 detective series on the air. And he said, how many Westerns were on the air when Bonanza started? And I said, 35.
About 35.
35. I guess a show really depends upon the scripts, the concept of the character, and the people who are in it, you know.
Yeah, I think the audience has to identify and like very much the person who plays the lead, because most of them that have been successful, the people, when there's been Peter Falk, or...
marvelous success.
Even Buddy Ebsen, I think, is having good success now because they like him and identify, so I don't see any... Will you miss riding horses, though? Or are you pretty tired of riding horses?
I'll miss riding horses for one reason, because in the new series, I do a lot of running. Upstairs, downstairs, climbing buildings, jumping up buildings. I never had to do that with a horse. I just got on the horse and away I went. He did the work.
Yeah.
Now I've got to do it.
But you have an interest in horses.
Oh, yes. I haven't given up horses because I have my own, I have a thoroughbred racing stable.
Right.
And now I have a little ranch out in the valley, which is where I keep my horses. It's kind of a thrill to wake up in the morning and look out and see all that marvelous country and see all those marvelous horses. And to realize that every cent you have is tied up in hay and horseshoes.
It's an expensive proposition, isn't it?
Oh, yes. So expensive, matter of fact. I went around, before I got the ranch, I had an occasion to, you know, you have to board your horses or have your own ranch, and they're expensive. They go up to about $125 per month per horse. We have about 25 horses. So it gets to be very expensive. So I thought, well, I'll look at some cheaper places. And I went to one fellow, and he said he wanted $25 per month per horse, but he kept all the fertilizer.
Well, I see, that's the...
Yeah. So I shopped around, and there was one fellow, he wanted $15 a horse, but we keep the fertilizer, he said. And finally, I found one fellow, and he said $5 per horse. I said, do you keep the fertilizer? He said, with $5, there's no fertilizer.
I forgot that would be a byproduct of a ranch, wouldn't it? I love to watch horses. They're graceful and they're beautiful.
Did you see Secretariat?
Well, whether you're a horse racing fan or not, seeing that is something that probably, as the knowing people who are in the Thoroughbred Racing Association say, probably will never be duplicated again in history.
I don't see how.
Because of the 3-track records.
Yeah.
You know what bothers me, though, and one of the sports writers in one of the Los Angeles papers had an article today saying, in a way, it's a shame because they're saying now the horse is too good to race and will never race again because he's been sold, as most of you probably know, for syndication for $6,083,000 to be retired to raise new secretariats.
But what fun he'll have.
Yes, oh, yes. Not even 3 years old, and he's going to a stud farm. That's right, for the rest of his life.
Whoopee.
I wish NBC had that policy. And you go down and you breed new hosts for the Tonight Show. Groovy way to live. But no, but the point he was making, there was a horse named Kelso, right?
Right.
That was a tremendous horse, but was gelded, and ran for something like 8 or 9 years. But the people around the country got a chance to see that horse race.
Yes.
Now, unfortunately, this horse will never race again, and he says, at least to his thinking, the sports writer, it was kind of a shame because he's not even a 3-year-old yet, and now he's retired. Yeah, and isn't it a shame that they can't race the horse anymore?
Yes, I agree.
He's become too valuable or too good to race.
They can't risk it.
Right.
I think they're going to have 2 races. I think he'll have 2 races between now and November, and then he retires to stud. Now,
that must cause the owners great concern, does it not? Because I know little about thoroughbreds, but I know that their ankles are like pipe stems. They're very, very small.
You have 11 to 1,200 pounds coming down on, as you call them, pipe stems. You know, anything can happen at any moment.
And once that happens, a horse's bones do not heal, and the horse must be destroyed. Right. So that is a big risk.
It is. It's a terrible risk, but a phenomenal animal. And as you say, as everybody seems to think, there probably will never be another horse like him. Certainly not in this generation, perhaps not for many, many years.
We've, Ed and I have had a running battle going for years about the horse and the pig. Horses are not particularly affectionate, are they? I mean, you get attached to a horse? Like you would a dog.
Well, yeah, you do in a way, but horses are not that, you know, a horse will turn on you. A horse can kick you if he's frightened or scared.
They're very skittish, aren't they?
They're very, extremely skittish, very delicate with them. But I know of one woman who had a, she loved the horse, really loved him so much, a very elderly lady, and when she died, she left $200,000 to the horse in her will.
The horse?
Yeah. And he never saw a cent of it because her pet poodle broke the will.
Yeah. I'm sitting here setting this up for you.
I'm sorry, Johnny.
No, but people do that. They've left
great many
thousands of dollars to cats and dogs, a couple $100,000 to a horse. We're going to come back and talk about something that you got a lot of calls about last time, but we won't. We'll get you off the hook this time, so that won't happen. Nothing either. After a brief word from one of our sponsors, we'll be back. Stay with us, friends. We're back. We're talking with our good friend Lauren Green. What do you do to stay in shape? You're in remarkably good shape. You seem to be all the time.
I'm in pretty good shape. I walk a lot. I play tennis.
I took that up this year again.
Did you?
Yeah. I don't know why, because it's more frustrating than golf, I believe.
Really?
Yeah. Because.
Why?
Well,
because you have a bigger ball, you still miss it?
Yeah, but the ball, well, in golf, at least the ball is sitting there, you see, and you know it's not going to move.
Ah, yeah.
Unfortunately, in tennis, it comes from all different directions and all different speeds and all different angles.
I know, up and down.
And just as you think you're getting somewhere, the game all falls apart. But doubles, I think, is
doubles is a lot of fun. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be playing doubles with Pancho Segura.
Ah, this is quite a tennis
Oh,
player.
he's marvelous. I'm doing a little tour for one of my favorite charities, the multiple sclerosis.
Oh, yeah.
And from July the 18th to the 28th, we're going to 6 cities right
It's a
across
thrill
the
to play
country.
with the pros, isn't it?
Oh,
Are you
the
good?
shots you miss, they get.
Are you good? Are you a good player?
Well, I'm fair. I have a fair backhand, a fair forehand. Not a bad lob. It's just that I don't know which one to use at the right time.
Yeah, that's right. I have a very good pair of sneakers. That's so far in my game, but boy, I look the part when I go out there. We'll probably play because I'm going to start to play in a few of those pro-am celebrity tournaments for charity, which are a lot of fun. And I have been reluctant to get involved because nobody wants to go out in front of a gallery
And make a fool of you.
and look foolish.
Yeah.
That's why I think I quit golf. I took it up, and I would go to those pro-ams, and you'd be paired with Sam Snead or Julius Boros, let's say, or Jack Nicklaus. Now, the gallery forms a tunnel not more than 25, 40 feet for about 100 yards down the first tee. Well, now that's fine for Nicklaus or Julius Boros because the people know that they are going to hit the ball somewhere within 30 or 40 feet. But I had little old ladies dropping like flies. You know, standing, he got me right in the thing with a... And that absolutely petrified me because you shank it or you... That's why I gave that
Yeah,
up.
that inhibits your game.
Yeah. Now, last time you were here on the show, or maybe the time before, you got into something. I don't know whether I got you into it or not, but I understand you received literally thousands of letters and phone calls. We got on the subject of acupuncture.
Oh,
Somebody
yeah.
told me that's the way it's pronounced. It's not acupuncture, it's acupuncture.
Acupuncture.
And you had mentioned that you had some problem with your back or something, and you went to a gentleman in Los Angeles. You didn't mention his name, I don't believe, on the air. And you were deluged with phone calls and letters from people.
My agent told me this afternoon that if I ever talked about acupuncture on your show again, he would absolutely dissolve our relationship. Because the last time it happened, Johnny, for 1.5 weeks, he could not do any business because every time the phone was clear, the call came in from, I don't know how many parts of North America, one call from Mexico, that's true,
I believe it.
and asking where they could get this treatment. And we couldn't figure out how the heck they were getting to my agent. Of course, they called the Screen Actors Guild. Don't do it. Don't do
Yes,
it. The Screen Actors
please
Guild
don't
won't
try
tell you anymore. But they were coming from all over the
I had
place.
friends of mine who called me and said, you know, I've had this elbow, or I've had this bursitis, and now Lauren Green was on your show, and he mentioned this Chinese gentleman who practices acupuncture, and could we get in touch? And I'd say, gee, I know nothing about it.
He was Japanese.
Japanese, excuse me. And I understand here in Los Angeles, for the first time in this country, it was on the news the other night, they performed a cesarean section on a woman who gave birth to a baby by cesarean by acupuncture for the first time in this country.
Instead of anesthetic.
Yes.
Yeah.
And from all reports, she was perfectly comfortable during the operation, which means acupuncture, of course, means there are no drugs induced into the central nervous system, which is what all that anesthesia does to you. So there's got to be something to that.
Well, I think
Eventually, and maybe this country, and Nevada, I think, is now the first state, if I have my facts straight, that has legalized the practice of acupuncture because they have found, in many cases, that people have been relieved of, and it's not a cure-all. You know,
no.
I think people misunderstand that acupuncture solves all the problems, which it doesn't in certain cases, apparently, under the hands of qualified specialists who have studied acupuncture. It has brought relief to certain people in certain cases.
I've sent, goodness knows, I don't know how many people to this man who's now a friend of mine, and so he should be. He's become extremely wealthy because.
Have you ever had any reoccurrence of that particular
Never
back ailment
have.
you had?
No, I never have.
That's interesting because a lot of people thought, excuse me for interrupting, I don't mean to do it. A lot of people have thought that it's a form of hypnosis, that the patient itself or the doctors suggest to the patient, and that is the reason that acupuncture works. And yet I think it was on 60 Minutes or one of the shows, they had some films from China where they were performing surgery on a 14-month-old infant. Something like an intestine had become strangulated or something, and they went in, and the infant in the film, and American doctors were there watching. Now, You cannot hypnotize, I don't believe, a 14-month-old infant, their attention span. And the baby was sitting there sucking on a bottle of orange juice, fully conscious while they were doing this, and it was absolutely incredible.
I don't think the acupuncturists really understand what happens. It's been going on for 4,500 years. And interestingly enough, it was conceived by a doctor to one of the Chinese emperors 4,500 years ago. And he made up a chart of the human body and all the acupuncture points, and that's the same chart they use today.
It's
exactly the same. He must have been an incredible man. But I've sent people there. My son, one time, 4 or 5 years ago, I guess, came home between semesters and confessed to me that he was having great fits of depression. And he wanted to go see my acupuncture man. I said, oh, depression? I said, what do you mean depression? He said, well, three days I'm all right, and 3 days I'm sort of in a blue funk. And I couldn't understand it. I said, have you gone to doctors? He said, yes, I've been to all kinds of doctors, and they've examined my bronchial tract. He said, take me to your acupuncture man. I said, well, all right, but don't say anything to him, you know, just let him examine you. So he did, and he examined him, and he finally got around here, and he said, how old you are, 22, 24? He said, 23, which he was at the time. He said, you're too young to be so depressed all the time. And what he said was that in the brain, there's a little, the brain of the motor of there's a little motor which runs the brain. And it's like the size of a very small little pea. And it needs oxygen. If you don't get enough oxygen, you'll be down. And that winter, my son had not played hockey, not gone skiing,
No.
not done any outdoor sports. He was with the books. He went back to Boston, and after 3 weeks, he called up and he said, guess what? No more depression. Just fresh air and oxygen. But this man diagnosed it, you see. He couldn't get a diagnosis before that.
Let me ask you a question. Have you received, and I would guess the answer would be yes, from medical doctors since you have been here, of trying to foster a belief which they have not taken to in this country, many doctors.
Well, I'm not trying to force you to believe it.
But I wonder if you've been accused of that, saying you shouldn't do that longer.
No, I haven't.
You're giving people a false promise or something.
No, as a matter of fact, I've had a number of doctors who have come to me and said, who is your acupuncture?
Because I got this pain in my back.
Exactly. Yeah. No, that's very true.
That's interesting.
Very true. I think the medical profession is extremely interested in anything that will be of help to the human being, you know. Right. And I don't think they don't downgrade anything at all. They try to search for it, try to search something new that they haven't had contact with before, and they want to examine it very carefully. I think they want to help people.
Fascinating subject.
Yeah.
We'll take a break here. Yes, of course, now I know. Shirts made with Celanese Arnell look good, even on radio. Watch. Gabriel Kaplan did his first network television appearance on our show a few weeks ago and was very, very funny. He's back here tonight. He will be appearing in Pasadena at the Ice House starting next Tuesday. And I understand also he's one of the writers on the upcoming David Fry album, Richard Nixon, Prisoner of Watergate. Would you welcome, please, Gabriel Kaplan.
Thank you. It's great to be back out here. Last time I was in California was in November when they had the election. And what was strange was all the propositions that were on the California ballot, like Proposition 19, the marijuana initiative, which really went down to crushing defeat. I figured out why. Because all the people that are into marijuana just forgot to vote. You know, they knew they had something to do, but they just couldn't put it together. Some of them showed up on Friday. I wanted to vote, man. Supposed to be here on Tuesday. I left my house on Tuesday. Last year, they suspended 20 cadets at the Air Force Academy when they found out they were smoking marijuana. You know how they found out? They started giggling when they sang, "Off we go." But I'd like to talk tonight about two of my old favorite television shows. One of them, when I was a kid, was a show called Winky Dink and You. Remember that? And the great thing about Winky Dink was you could participate. You had to buy the screen and paste it to the television. The guy would say, "Quick, kids, draw a bridge." Winky Dink would run across the bridge. "Erase it." Bad guy would fall in the water. The only thing was, nobody ever bought the screen. Everybody just drew right on the television, right? My father would come home. Stupid Winky Dink on again? Look at that set, right? Be watching Lawrence Welk and there'd be a bridge between the Lennon sisters or something, right? But I'm really sorry that Ed Sullivan went off, both as a performer and a viewer, because I loved Ed Sullivan every week, you know. What was strange about it, though, to me, was every week he always had an act for the little kids, there was an act for the teenagers, and there was an act for every different ethnic group. He made sure every week he always had something for everybody. Now, after you do this for 23 years, what do you feel? Suppose on his last show he got a little drunk. Someone came up to him and said, "Have a drink, Ed." "Why, you want to know who's on our show tonight?" "Well, why don't you look in your stupid TV guide if you want to know." "All right, let me see it. Is he here tonight?" "Well, for the Jews, Myron Cohn is going to tell you some Jew jokes. How you doing, Maxie?" "All right, Sammy. Where's your wife, Maxie?" "Oh, she's waiting for the bus." "Oh, for the Negroes, James Brown from Augusta, Georgia. Well, he's back there with his whole menagerie. He's going to do some soul crap. Right on, right on, right on, right on. Right on your nose. Oh, when we first visited Italy in 1957, I saw Burt Lancaster and Gino Lollobrigida from Mr. P. We went to the Milano Circus and saw the acrobatic brothers Vacchio. Well, how do you say that? How do you say it? Well, is that you? Are you one of the acrobats? Well, what's your name? Vacchio? Say, "I am Vacchio." You speak English? Speak-o Englishy? Well, what's your name-o? Same to you. Oh, this one's for your brother. Here's a new one. Kate Smith made her first appearance in our show back in 1948. Over a year, Kate Smith has been here how many times? Well, I'm sick of looking at her. Who's in the audience? Girl Scout Troop 114 from Elmhurst, New York. We're a Girl Scout. Show us your cookies. Because you open our show tonight, the zookeeper in New York's Bronx Zoo. He'll come in here and show us some zookeeping. Show us how he takes care of the animals. He's going to force feed some prune juice to a monkey. You youngsters are going to like this. And your Wildlife Association reminds you that a regular monkey is a happy monkey, right? So bring in your monkey here, zookeeper. Where is he? He ran away? Bring Kate Smith in here. Oh, come on, Kate. This will help you get your moon over the mountain. She doesn't want to do it either? Well, where's Topo Gigio? Topo Gigio. The little house. Well, don't you come down. I had my prune juice already. I'm going home. I had enough of it. Well, good night.
It's a very funny premise. I've seen a lot of impressions of Sullivan, but the idea of being stoned on the final show, that's funny. Young man's name is Gabriel Kaplan. What's in a name? Here's Ed, everyone's favorite name dropper, to tell us now. Chuck Grodin is with us tonight. He's a most accomplished person. He is an actor. He was the star of the comedy hit film The Heartbreak Kid. He recently directed the Emmy Award-winning show Marlo Thomas' Special and will direct his own play on Broadway this fall. Would you welcome, please, Chuck Grodin. What do you mean that? The opening thing he said, my coat looks blue on camera.
His coat looks blue on camera, and I thought I was going to be sitting next to another blue coat, which always inhibits me.
Because yours is a dark blue, and this is green.
Two blue coats sitting next to each other never work.
I didn't know that.
No, they never work. It's a show business axiom.
Old show business axiom.
You never do that, you know, but you're green.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's not going to be an excuse.
Why don't we get our set adjusted back there in the green room? If this is coming out blue, obviously there's something wrong with the set back there.
Well, I was going to blame it on our jackets clashing, but if it doesn't work, I can't say the jackets.
How have you been? Is that a toughie?
You really want to know how I've been?
Yeah, but what kind of reaction do you get from being on this show? Good, bad, indifferent?
People are really interested in this show. First of all, people are interested in two things when you come on this show. They're interested in you. Mm-hmm. Number one. Anytime anybody meets anybody that's been on this show, the first thing they say is about Johnny Carson, which I've been watching this show for the 11 years you've been doing it. Yeah. And I've heard the people come on this show and they say what I'm going to say now they've been asked. And I've always understood, and as I've listened to other people, that Johnny Carson is a somewhat privately a shy, somewhat withdrawn, keeps to himself type of person. So this is about the 7th time I've been on this show, so to come on and find out that actually, when you finish the show, Johnny Carson follows you into the parking lot saying, "Have you heard this one?" That's the biggest surprise. People are very shocked.
You blew the whole image on your... Well, I never give
Now, then
up.
when they get finished asking about what you're like, which then they ask, then they have a lot of opinions about what I do. Mm-hmm. And usually the opinions aren't good. They don't like the way I walk out. My mother doesn't like the way I walk out. She says, "You walk out on this show like you own the place. That's not nice."
Your mother said that?
I just walk out. I said, "I don't know. People don't like the way I sit."
I think you sit as probably one of the... If I had to rate the guests, now, you probably rate in some of the top 20 guests as sitting. They're just offhand,
well,
or maybe off a guest or two, but in the top 20 as sitters.
Some people feel that I sit too straight, and some people feel that I slouch too much. Mm-hmm. I don't know what to do.
Well, you're just stuck with it, I guess.
Here I am, sitting. What do you think?
You're sitting very nicely.
All right, everybody that bugs me when I finish this show, the audience bought the set.
Look, you're probably better than No from now. You did The Heartbreak Kid, right? And you play kind of a scoundrel in that picture, in a way.
In a way.
Yeah. Don't people ask you about that? What you're really like compared to the guy you play? Because now, you were also in Rosemary's Baby, and you turned Mia Farrow over to the witches, right? You were in that.
My first picture was Rosemary's Baby. She came, I was her doctor. She came to me for help, and I said, she said, "The witches are after me," and I said, "Sounds serious," and and I turned her in. You know, I said, "There's a lady here," and the next picture I did was Catch-22, where I was a kind of an easygoing guy, smoked a pipe through most of the picture, and then had a date with a girl and threw her out the window.
Right, and in Heartbreak Kid, you marry a young girl and try to get divorced on your honeymoon.
Leave my wife on my honeymoon. So now, if I meet a girl in real life, they immediately go into a karate stance section.
They really assume that you
you're
are
Charles
like...
Grodin, the man who yes. So it's no, it's hard. The combination of a lot of criticism going around the air, a lot of criticism. People are very critical. On the way over here, I was listening to the radio. A guy calls in. They have a radio show here where people call in and describe themselves. And they try to fix them up, girls and guys. A guy calls in and says, "I'm 5'9", and the host says, "Sounds pretty short." I mean, it's terrible. People are just so critical. They find anything to criticize. I'm 168. Sounds a little heavy. And he's trying to match him with a girl, you know, and it's
They do
like
that on radio shows out
People
here?
are very quick to comment and say something bad. People are very quick with something bad and very slow with something good.
That's always true. Makes better reading. You know.
I'd like to say something good. I thought it was marvelous in Heartbreak Kid.
He was. Yeah. You were absolutely sensational in that picture.
I'd like to do a speech from Heartbreak Kid. Thank you.
You were good in that. Didn't you think you were good? Now, be honest.
I thought I was...
Now, that's a terrible question to ask somebody to say, do you think you were good? But...
Well, you know, I was very hurt about not being nominated for an Academy Award. It's over now, I realize that. And you were the one that told me it was final that I wasn't nominated.
Yes,
I got it officially on this show.
I mentioned, yes, Chuck, you were not nominated.
But I'm still upset.
You're still... But...
And now Brando didn't accept it, right?
That's right.
So nobody took it, right?
So there's one floating around?
So it's there, right? well, I think if we get a big enough write-in vote, it's not dead yet.
You can go pick it up.
So thank you for saying that, and let's activate these things.
There's one floating around
I'm really had it with the criticism, you know.
Yeah.
I'm in for terrific things.
Well, you're very sensitive, Chuck.
Well.
Did they ever, when you were going to film, say, hey, why don't you change your name? Not to Chuck Grodin, but it's a little...
Yeah, no.
It doesn't have that alliteration like, you know, Tab Hunter.
No, when I started...
Grodin, you know, or Rock Bottom. Or... we used to sit up and make names. We've got some great names.
When I went into films, I was at rock bottom, so nobody even bothers talking to you when you go in. So I had to figure it up all for myself. And I was about 19, 20 years old when I started, and I came up with 3 names that I decided to try out. One was Christopher Fargo.
Christopher Fargo.
Which I felt was kind of sensitive yet strong.
True.
Then I wanted Hutch Saxony.
Hutch Saxony.
Which I thought was strong yet flamboyant, not knowing which way my career was going to go. You know.
Hutch Saxony.
Hutch Saxony. And the only one I actually ever used, which I used for one day, actually, was a name, I can't believe this is the one I actually used, was, God help me, I was very young when I decided on this name. Don't criticize.
No, I'm not going to.
Was Rami Genta.
Rami Genta?
Yeah, now I didn't know about a lot of... I now know that Rami Genta sets off a lot of things in people's minds, you know. What happened, this was the name I used, and I was going out one night, and a guy was in a car ahead of me, and he said, "Follow me, Rami." I said, let's forget about the...
Rami Genta, doesn't sound right.
I don't want the...
Hutch Saxony, I love that one.
Yeah, well, I recorded a record, actually, for Columbia as... No. This is true.
As a singer?
You know, I directed, you know, you don't have time. Terrific introduction, by the way, really.
Thank you very much.
Tops in the business.
Trying to keep you alive.
I did a record as Hutch Saxony and the Saxonaires. The Saxonaires were...
Oh, come on.
No, true.
Oh, come on
True.
now.
Now, wait a minute. It wasn't a biggie,
Saxonaires.
but the Saxonaires were Simon and Garfunkel. This is true. This is true. The Saxonaires were who I directed their television special.
Right.
Work at did introduction so that people
I'm
know
sorry,
who I am,
of course.
for God's sake. Now,
Yes.
see, you used to take me seriously when I criticized.
Really?
You still do take me seriously. That's what I'm afraid. No, I was Hutch Saxonaires. That was the only Simon and Garfunkel record that didn't sell at all.
But they were called the Saxonaires. I don't know whether you were putting me on or not.
I know.
But I'm
really
sitting here.
am
I'm sitting here buying
I really
this.
am serious. It's true. It's true.
Okay, I got a great name for you. I'll tell you later. We'll return.
I'm afraid of that one.
After this message from one of our sponsors. My next guest you all know, probably by sight, even more than name, but he has been in so many pictures he has quit counting. He's going to be in a film called Country Blue, which will be released in a couple of months. Would you welcome Dub Taylor? What's with the hat?
Oh, I just wear them all the time, Johnny.
Yeah, well, you're looking good.
Cost me 95 cents to put a ball up on top and keeps me cool.
Yeah, well, you're looking. Is this, did you have this the last time you were here, the beard?
No, I'm growing it for, I got a ranch up in Shiny Mountains, and we're having a big rodeo up there.
Yeah.
And I got to look the part. I'll tell you one thing, I ain't going to be wearing these jazzy clothes up in them cowboy country.
No, they'll go after you. They used to have, in a lot of, when they had rodeos around the country, what do you call it, rodeo or rodeo?
Well,
rodeo in the Midwest is
rodeo,
what we
I
call it.
them. They got other names, but there's so many different ways to say things.
Yeah. So, you're looking good. It's nice,
Thank you, Johnny.
nice to have you here
Glad to
tonight.
be back with you, too.
Hey, when you were growing up as a kid, before you were in movies, you've done more Westerns, I would guess, than anything else, right?
Yes, a heap of them.
Yeah. Who were your favorite Western stars when you were a kid? Who was the big star?
Well, William S. Hart, he was good one. He kind of dead-faced fella, but he looked the part. And
Most of the audience probably doesn't remember him at all. Well, the young kids won't at all, but some of the older people.
Yeah. And then Hoot Gibson was a real cowboy.
Now you're talking.
And Hopalong Cassidy, they're all real cowboys.
Yeah.
Yeah, them the kind that I looked at, and I enjoyed those kind of cowboys. They're real cowboys.
Were they different, you mean, than the guys doing Westerns today?
Oh, yes, quite a bit different. You take like Gary Cooper, he came off a ranch. Tom Mix, he came off a ranch. They were real cowboys. Now, I ain't got nothing against the long hair or anything like that, you know, but the boys nowadays, the cowboys wear long hair, and some of them suckers can't get the hat on top of their head. It's got so much hair. But I ain't got nothing against it, because it don't bother me, because I never have no trouble.
Yes. Well, nowadays to make a movie or a good picture, I guess takes what? At least 8, 12 weeks or sometimes more.
Yes.
How long did it take to make a Western in those days?
The Wild West shows we made took 8 to 10 days.
8 to 10 days?
Yes, we made them fast. We didn't have a lot of time, and it didn't care too much about a lot of dialogue coming out.
Right.
They wanted a lot of shooting and a lot of riding and no loving. The cowboy hero, he didn't have no time for no loving, or kissing, none of that stuff.
Yeah.
He had to get things going.
Yeah, my big favorites were Buck Jones.
Oh, yes.
Ken Maynard, who passed away a few weeks ago. It's a funny thing. We were talking about him on the show one night, and picked up the paper a week later, and he'd passed away. But he lived to be something like 78 years old or something like that. And Johnny Mac Brown, and those guys. And they never kissed a girl. That would have been going to the theater, and if he would have kissed a girl in that picture, it would have been all over. But that's the way they've changed, because they do that now.
Yes, they do it now to put a little kind of semi-sex or something like that ring in it. You know.
Semi-sex.
We didn't have time for it in them days, you know.
Just shoot them up.
Yes, sir.
What were you paid in those days?
Sir?
What did you get for a movie in those days? How much were you paid by the week or the day? Or?
Well, I got $250 a week. We took 8 to 10 days to make the show, and then I got up quite a bit higher than that. But where I made my money was out on the side. When I got through with a picture, I'd take a accordion player, and we'd go out, and I'd go into these theaters, and for every dollar that came in, I got 50 cents of it. Yeah. For instance, we had 1,000 people, see 1,000 people in, I'd get $500 out of it. But where I really made my money is on my pictures. You know, the glossy 8x10s?
Yeah.
And I used to always make a pitch at the end of the show. I said, now, ladies and gentlemen, old Cannonball's going back to Hollywood now and make a lot more Wild West shows for you folks. And I got a few of these pictures left. I only got a few of them, and I'm going to let you folks have them for just what it cost me.
Oh, sure.
Well, I got 50 cents a piece for them.
Yeah. What'd they cost you?
9 cents. You know, I never was much at writing anything.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't. To this day, I can't write very good. And them checks that I signed, banks always say, you got to write them plainer.
Yeah.
But, and you know, my name was Cannonball Taylor in there. If you bought a picture,
right.
I'd have to write to Johnny Carson from your old pal Cannonball Taylor. So I had me a stamp made, and it just stamped it like that, and there it was.
You hustled them right through, didn't you? No time for that personal stuff. Get the 50 cents and out.
No, but I can get them out faster that way.
Yeah. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. When's your play that you're going to direct? Are you going to direct it or be in it?
He wrote it.
And wrote it?
Yeah, it's called One of the All-Time Greats. It'll open this season on Broadway.
Hey, I wish you much success with it, really.
Thank you very much.
Hope we're back there and catch it. Dub, I thank you for being with us again. It's always a pleasure to have you here.
Happy to be here, too, Johnny.
I'm humbled by that applause.